Alrighty, folks. Sorry for the incredible delay there. We are set up and ready to go. We've got Belrum Wade coming up with Mega Man ZX doing an any percent model showcase. We'll have Meta X on the comms. And we're going to bring it on over here. And we are ready to go when our runners and our commentators are ready to go.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you just fine.
Okay, so I'm MetaX and I run ZX and do a lot of stuff with ZX, one of my favorite games. And our runner today is Belrum Wade. He also likes to run ZX, and today he's doing not the normal speed run that you see, but kind of a special route that we put together. It's called a model showcase, I guess, because normally you only see a couple of the forms in this game, because there's some that are better than others. But for this run, we tried to balance, how often you see each one, so that you'll get to see each one of the forms. And yeah, hopefully it'll be a fun time. Okay. Okay, so yeah, right now he's just selecting the character. The character doesn't really affect the game at all. It just slightly affects the story. But yeah, so now we're starting with Model X. It's you might sort of recognize it. Obviously, it's based on X, and it's the simplest form of the game, because it's kind of the starting one. But I guess its special thing is it has a double charge shot. It's basically just the Buster from X2, the Buster ability, and that's just basically the entire character. But there'll be a lot more abilities that will unlock. And here's the intro boss. So I guess I can give some story background for the this game. I'm not overlapping anybody else, am I?
No. You're the only one talking. By all means.
Okay, just want to make
sure.
sure. So yeah, this game. So the Mega Man Zero series, featuring Zero, takes place about 100 years after the Mega Man X series. And this game, the ZX series, takes place several or 200 or 300 years after the Zero series. And at this point, X and Zero and the X Guardians from the Zero series, they're basically all long dead, but they still sort of live on in these biometals, they're called. They're like these little rock things that still have their personalities, and they also can basically grant their powers to certain people. So the main character in this one is actually a human, not a Reploid or robot, but they're basically using X as armor, essentially. And a special ability, like, technically they're the bio match of Model X, they call it, but just like X's variable weapon system in the X games, in this, Model X's ability is that he'll be able to double Mega Merge with other models. So like later on we're going to see him combine with Model Z, which is Zero, to become Model ZX, which is the game's namesake, and then we'll see some other ones. So, I should also mention this game, unlike most of the other Mega Man games, it has an open world, and you accept missions from these tran servers, and then you go to the area and do the mission. So he just did a mission right there that was kind of supposed to introduce you to the I guess, social mechanics of the game, where you just go around and can talk to NPCs. There's like that city area where there's a lot of NPCs. Now he's doing a mission where he has to gather some computer chips that have some information. So he just got right there. And there are a bunch of them, but you only need to gather one. And then now we're gonna have the boss. And so there's a special thing Model X can do with this boss, where it can, this boss, you can't hit it directly, but you have to hit its crates, back up to it, like you'll see right here. And there's a special thing where, if you'll notice on, the second charge shot that Model X shoots, it's blue with little pink things spinning around it. And, if you hit the crates just right, you can get one of the pink things to fly off and hit the chip up there to get a sort of double hit. And if you manage to do that, you can beat this boss in 3 hits. And Belrum's managed to get it in practice. I'm really bad at it, but we didn't get it this time, but it's pretty hard. I just want to mention it. You just saw it right there. The pink shot fly off and hit the enemy. So now we're on the Guardian base. It's like a flying ship, and they're basically just these people that fly around and fight Mavericks and that sort of thing. And we're about to go into the final of the intro missions. And then after this mission, we're going to get to choose which mission to play next, like in other Mega Man games. And he just took a really short detour to grab a life up, which is, it just increases your health, your maximum health, by a couple points, which will be helpful. We're probably going to be getting maybe one other of those, and also a sub-tank, maybe 2, depending on how safe we want to be. And so you might recognize this area. It's obviously a bit of a reference to the highway from X1. Even got the B bosses and everything, and we're playing as Model X, so that's a fun little thing. This game actually has several references to X1, which I'll probably explain some of the other ones later, but that's one of the most obvious ones right there. Okay, so this boss is basically the mentor character, Jiro. He, rhymes with Zero. He's got long blonde hair and everything. But he's basically been, like, corrupted or possessed or whatever by the bad guys, so we have to fight him. And then once we beat him, he we get Model Z from him, and then we use Model X to double Mega Merge into Model ZX. So now we have the Saber and the Buster. It's basically a simplified version of Zero from the Zero games that we're playing as right now. Okay, so we're going to be seeing this room a couple times in the run. It's kind of just an unfortunate part of the way the open world is designed, and just the missions over here don't have teleporters in them. But it doesn't take too long to get around. So right now we're heading to the first Pseudoroid. Instead of Mavericks, they're called Pseudoroids because they use the models, the power of the models, but they're not the bio matches for them. They're like fake, I guess, so they call them Pseudoroids. And so this first one is going to be in an amusement park area. And yeah, it's a pretty fun area. So you can, yeah, there's lots to look at in the background and stuff. Got these fun Met carnival rides and stuff. So here's our first mid-boss. Mid-bosses are different from bosses because they don't have iframes, so you can kind of just spam or mash whichever kind of moves you like in a row, but they have large health pools. So I guess there's a couple things I should explain before we get to the boss. First of all, there's the combo system in this game, which is an evolution of the one that evolved in the Zero games. So the way it works is whenever you hit the boss, they get iframes just like you do, but you can... oh, I should mention this room is extremely dangerous, like one of the most dangerous rooms in the run, because these little bugs will come out of nowhere and hit you. Yeah, so the combo system, the boss will get iframes. Okay, we made it through safely. And different moves in your arsenal have a different priority value, and so when the boss is flashing with their iframes, you can continue to hit them as long as your move has a higher priority value than the previous move. So, for example, for this combo model, it can do a combo of the shot into an air slash into a triple slash. That's an example combo. And this is also a really tough boss. He's got those bombs that are really strong. And the other system I should talk about with the bosses is they've got this level system where each boss has a weak point. For this guy, it's his arms. And his arm's really big, so it's easy to hit them. But even though it does more damage to hit them, you actually don't want to hit them because it damages the biometal, they call it. So the more you hit those weak points, the less weapon energy you'll have when you unlock that biometal. So the best is a level 4 if you never hit it, never hit the weak point. And level 3 is the second best. So if you hit them at least once, you get a level 3, but thankfully, if you don't hit it too much, then you can still get a level 3, which he got there. So we won't have the maximum amount of energy for this model here, but we'll still have a pretty good amount. And so yeah, now we're going to see our first non-Extra Zero model. It's model PX, based on Phantom from the Mega Man Zero series. He's a ninja. He's going to turn to it right after this little crawl space here. And so his thing is he kind of throws tons of kunai. Like weak projectiles, but there are a lot of them. And oh yeah, the 4 models that aren't Extra Zero, they have a special thing called Overdrive, where if you press the A button, then you enter this state that continuously consumes weapon energy, but it doubles the attack power of all of your attacks. And it also has a secondary property where for each of the other 3, it applies an element to their attacks, but this guy is neutral element, so instead he has Shadow Dash, which you saw right there, where whenever he dashes while he's in overdrive, he is invincible. So if you can use that smartly to pass through enemies and that sort of thing. And his normal attack is kunai, he throws a lot of them, and his charge attack is a big shuriken. And if you're familiar with the shield boomerang from Mega Man Zero, you can do some tricks. It's the shuriken is similar to that. You can do some tricks with it where you can kind of like dance around it, and it will like try to follow you, but like do certain loops. It's pretty fun to mess around with, and it's just a decently powerful charge attack in general, but it has limited range. So this is another area we have to do it again, but this is the only time we're going to have to redo this area because there's going to be a transfer or a teleporter at the end of it. The boss fight with Jiro earlier ended right before the trans server, so if they just let us grab it before, then we wouldn't have to do this again. But I think the intention is they want us to try this route with our new abilities. So now that we've passed through this trans server room, we can teleport back there whenever we want, which we're going to do at a point later on for a end game level that's in this area. Actually, 2 of them. Alright, so this is the next area. It's the residential area, I think it is. And it's basically, it's on fire because the Pseudoroid here is a fire Pseudoroid based on Fefnir from Mega Man Zero. And he's just running around setting everything on fire. And right now, we have to save a bunch of people who are trapped in the burning buildings. So the Guardians, which are the ones that are dressed in green, we can talk to them while transformed, but if we talk to the normal humans and residents, they will get scared because they'll think that we're a Maverick, so you have to transform into human to talk to all of them. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention is each of the four other models, they have a special subscreen like ability, I guess. So if you look at the subscreen when he's transformed to Model PX, you'll see he has a little map which shows you where any enemies are. So that's Model PX's ability. We'll see some other ones later. Okay, so now that we've rescued all the civilians, we unlocked the key to this door, so we can continue the level. Alright, so this is the boss, Fistlio. He's kind of like a lion. His weak spot is his mane, I think, or his head. It can be pretty tough because he will crouch down and heal, so you gotta be careful. You can't hit him from the front while he's doing that, or else he'll hit his head. And even from behind, like you just saw, that was kind of a weird thing. His weak spot can be really annoying to deal with sometimes. But we got a level 3, so that's pretty good. And so that unlocks for us Model FX, which we will switch to in a minute. It's based on Fafnir. So its thing is this, Model PX is sort of based on light projectiles, so Model FX is sort of based on heavy projectiles. So he can shoot out of both arms. This game, it has a main weapon button and a sub weapon button, and one is for shoots out your left arm, one shoots out of your right arm. It shoots these sort of big, instead of lemons we call them oranges. And his charged moves are punches. So like if you charge the main weapon button, it punches with his left hand. The sub weapon button punches with his right hand. And it's actually special because you can use your charge abilities without any energy. Another thing it can do is it can shoot upward, which you just saw there. But yeah, it can use its charge abilities without any energy. But if you do have energy when you use the charge abilities, it also sends out a big fireball. And there are also some fun interactions in the game with punching different things, like you can launch enemies into other enemies.
Hey Meta, just want to hop in here really quick. Great work from you and Belrum. Just want to pop in with a shout out to Dookie. Thank you so much for the $50 donation. Puts us over the $300 mark. But I'll give it back to you. Great work.
Awesome. Oh, so one thing I need to go over is anybody who's played the Zero or ZX games knows that there is... So in the previous Mega Man games, you know, there's like the 8 bosses, and they've got a sort of like weakness order. But in the Zero and ZX games, they have a elemental triangle. So they have sort of a consistent weakness order. And it is... fire beats ice, and ice beats electric, and electric beats fire. So that's why now we're going into the ice area after we got the fire model. And you can see when he uses his fire moves, it can melt the ice cubes. And it'll also do increased damage versus the ice boss. It'll actually do quadruple damage to the ice boss when he uses overdrive moves. Because overdrive doubles your damage and it applies element, which also doubles your damage. So that'll be a really important thing. You can kill bosses extremely quickly using elemental weaknesses if you know the combos and everything. So this is the Crush Pactor mini-boss. There's 2 of them. This one, he has a tractor on the bottom, or a conveyor belt, that pulls you in towards him, but he managed to kill him pretty cleanly. If he manages to pull you towards him, then he crushes you with his big ol' roller. Okay, so we're gonna hope for some energy drops because the boss is coming up, and yeah, it's kind of a whole RNG thing. But there's energy down here, I think that should be guaranteed. Yeah, okay. So now it's just a low health to worry about. Oh, okay. So he died on purpose, just to right after passing through the door, just to reset his health, which is pretty smart. So this is the first Model L boss, which L for Leviathan from the Zero series. And this boss is, well, you'll see that this is only a small part of the boss that you can see right now. No, things aren't going well. It can be pretty tricky when you get caught by those that little cyclone. But yeah, so this is an anglerfish boss, but we got level 4, so that means it's a perfect no hitting the weakness. For that one, it was her head was the weakness, her weak point. Yeah, now we've got Model LX, which its specialty is water, so we're going to be using it for the second water stage later on, and it's also good for electric enemies. So I think we might be using it, yeah. The first electric stage. Right here, he's going to try to show the punching ability of Model FX. Yeah, you can see how it just completely yeets those enemies away. So Model LX is its only standard attack is this big ol' lance or halberd, where it's just a powerful, just a big slash basically. It's got a few more moves when it's underwater, but its main strength comes from its overdrive slash is really powerful, especially versus electric bosses, and it's got good vertical range, and its charge move is a little ice sled thing, so you can use that to basically double jump if you use it correctly, which you saw him do earlier, to bypass having to wait for this little elevator thing.
Just out of curiosity, Meta, did you explain the reason that Belrum is constantly slashing against walls while climbing up?
Oh yeah, so in this game, when you wall kick, or jump off or wall jump, it kind of pushes you away from the wall a little bit. But if you are currently like attacking or in the animation of an attack, then it cancels that pushing away thing, so it makes it so you can just wall kick at as fast as you like. And I should also mention this mini boss. This model is kind of not the best for this mini boss, but we did want to kind of stick with the model for the whole stage. So it's going to be pretty tough because yeah, it's a pretty dangerous boss. And so he's trying to do something called reversals, where if you slash an enemy and then you, during the slash animation, you turn around and then turn back around for like a 360, then you can hit multiple times with a single slash. But it's pretty hard, and this boss also just has a lot of health, and it's just not really a good combination. But speaking of slashing, something you'll see him do sometimes is pickups. As long as they're not the smallest type of pickup, there's the yellow health pickups, the green weapon energy pickups, and blue E-crystal pickups, which is just money. If you slash the medium or big sized ones, they will actually break apart into smaller pickups of other types. So you see him do that right there. He slashed that money pickup to split it into health and energy. And so that can help a lot when farming health or energy. Okay, so we're coming up on High Volt, who is the first Model H boss based on Harpooia from Mega Man Zero. He's kind of like a raptor, I guess. His weak point is his wings. But you can see how these elemental attacks are super strong. They take out a huge chunk of the boss's health each time. So yeah, he got a level 4 on for Model HX, which we'll see for a second in coming up here, though we'll be seeing it more later on. Compared to a normal speedrun of this game, you won't be seeing this model as much in this run because it's basically the best model in the game. They'll be using it in like 70% of the run for a normal speedrun because it, well, several reasons. As you can see, it has an air dash, and you can dash jump into an air dash, and it can also go upward or sideways. And not just that, but it's also the strongest model in the game if you use it properly. It's got this special triple slash right here that's pretty strong. It's kind of difficult to pull off sometimes because you have to do main weapon, sub weapon, main weapon in that order and like in a row. And it's also got a really powerful charge attack, which we'll unlock later, and we'll show that at some point. But we won't be abusing it and its combos as much as we would in a normal speedrun, just because we want to give the other models a chance to shine. So yeah, this is the intermission, I should have mentioned, where after you fight 4 bosses, then you have to do this stage. There's Prometheus. He basically raided the airship, and we have to, stop him from destroying it. He's got a scythe, and he is basically fire and neutral element, I guess. So if we wanted to, we could use HX to kill him in 1 second, but we want there to be a little bit of a fight, Yeah, that's Model ZX's one of its best things is that rolling slash there, where basically it just keeps hitting as long as you keep hitting the boss, because it combos into itself for basically forever. And Model ZX is the other best model besides HX. So in a normal speed run, you're basically always using HX and ZX except for when you're using the elemental models against their weakness. And so this is the second HX stage. I can't remember what the area is. Some kind of factory or something, I don't know. Although right now it's being used as like a prison camp. Oh, and basically a passive ability of PX is in these dark areas, normally that light bubble around you is really small, but for PX it's bigger. And you can also, there's also the map on the bottom of the screen, which also helps. This stage has two paths. The top path is kind of for Model HX, because there's this spike path that you have to fly across. And the bottom path is sort of for Model PX, because there's that darkness path. And here's a mid-boss. There's 3 types of this dragon in the game. One of them is right here, one of them is in the other path of this level, so we won't be seeing it. And then the third type is going to be later on in the game, we'll see it. And they're each mostly the same, but they each have one unique attack. For this one, he will shoot splitting lasers, but it's kind of RNG whether he'll use it or not. Unfortunately, we didn't get many energy drops, which would have helped with this fight, but it shouldn't take too much longer, even then. Yeah, these enemies are kind of annoying if you don't have any weapon energy as PX. You can jump over them, but the timing's super tight. And it's really hard to hit them because they're like armored, so you have to hit them exactly right. And so with PX's light weaponry, it's really hard to get enough hits in to kill them. But this is the last room before the boss, so we'll do a little bit of farming, resource gathering right here before the boss. And he's just walking in this room to grab this little power up there. So he used the shuriken to cut it, so it gave some health. Okay, so this boss is Huracan. It's the second Model H boss, and it is a Kami-Itachi or something. Some kind of Japanese thing. It's like a weasel with scythes, I guess. Yeah, it can make tornadoes and electricity and stuff. So we're using some shuriken loops to do some damage from below. But yeah, now that his health is below half, his desperation move is kind of annoying, where he'll jump in the center and then waste a lot of time. We're most likely going to see that. but if we're lucky, he won't do it too much. Oh, nice. So he managed to finish him off right before he started the desperation move, where he just, it takes like 10 seconds, where you can't hurt him at all. And so right here you'll see there were a bunch of people trapped in here, so we just freed them. It's kind of dark. They those people, they were turning them into cyber elves by like scaring them to death or something, and then they basically use them as energy sources. Okay, so now we're heading to the volcano area with the second Model F boss. So now we're going to get to see Model HX in action. So its thing is it has dual blades, and it's, now that we have both charge moves, its second charge move is a tornado that's super powerful, but we're only going to be using it late in the run because we don't want to abuse it. But we are going to be seeing Model H's power against the mid-boss here. It's a fight that can be pretty annoying with other models, but with Model HX, it takes literally 1 second. So this mid-boss is technically part of the Devil line, like the Rainbow Devil from the Zero games. It's called the Lava Demon. I don't know why it's demon instead of devil, but yeah, there it goes. So we might not see it, but this room and the next room, there's a giant wall of lava that's chasing him from the left side. So you have to finish this room in a certain amount of time, or else you get killed by the lava. So yeah, that was a really good tunnel run there. Now we've got the boss, Flamwell. He's a mole. He digs in the ground. He has one of the most annoying weaknesses, or weak points. It's his arms, and he's flat, so his arms are like basically his entire body. So yeah, we got a level 2 there. You kind of have to be super careful and really slow. Or like do a really difficult combo in order not to get a level 4. Okay, so now we're going to be passing through Area A again, and it won't be our last time. But we are going to the second water level. Oh, so he's taking this up path because there's a sub tank up here. It's kind of hidden in the trees, but HX can get it easily. Oh yeah, I forgot to explain the subscreen for the other models. For HX, its subscreen thing is it shows you the health of enemies. So all these basic enemies, you can see them pop up on the screen because they just die in one hit. But it can be really helpful for mini bosses because they don't have a health bar, but they have a lot of health. Or just enemies that have a decent amount of health in general. It can be helpful. And Model LX's subscreen ability, it's another map like Model PX. This map does not show enemy locations, but instead it has a much wider range, as you can see, and it also shows where items are. I am always too scared to try to swim through those spike tunnels, but you managed to get it. So yeah, Model LX underwater, it has a special swim ability where it can just basically dash in any direction infinitely. And it also has another type of slash that while you're dashing, if you slash, then it does a spinning slash. But for this, he was doing reversals to try to get in a lot of overdrive hits on the boss. So that would have gotten rid of at least half of the mid-boss's health. But it can be annoying because there's a lot of RNG with this boss. It can summon those fish over and over again, and the fish aren't connected to its health bar, so it just wastes time. Yeah, Model PX is my favorite model, and Model PX is really, 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 really bad versus that mini-boss. So I'm not a fan of that mini-boss. Okay, so this is the second Model L boss, Leganker. He's a big dude. He doesn't really move around much. But when I was practicing this run the other day, trying it out, I died to him a bunch of times. If everything goes perfectly, you can technically just sit there beneath him spinning your lance forever and kill him. But things usually do not go perfectly. Okay, cool. His weak point are the big fins on top of his head. So as long as you hit him from below, you're safe from hitting his weak point. And so when you beat the second boss, you unlock the second boss for a model. Oh, wow, that was quite a snipe. So you unlock more weapon energy, double weapon energy, and you also unlock a second charge attack. For Model LX, that is a Ice Dragon. That kind of just homes in on enemies. Not sure if we'll be using it in the run. It's kind of slow. And yeah, this stage, as you see, it's kind of strange. Uh-oh. Okay. Good thing we had more lives. So this stage is kind of weird because most stages, right after the boss, you have a trans server so you can turn in your mission. But for some reason on this stage, you just have to go back to the start of the level to do it. but there's like that little tunnel that he went through, so you don't have to do the stage itself over again. And the transfers restore lives, so if you died a couple times, then you don't need to worry about that. So that's 7 of the Pseudoroids are down. Now we're going to the last one, which is going to be the second Model P boss. And we're going to be doing it as FX, which is pretty unconventional, but it's pretty fun. Oh yeah, and he can punch those balls to make them go flying. Oh, and Model FX's sub-screen ability, it's a bit different from the others. It can actually modify the path of its bullets, which is pretty interesting. So you can make a different path for the left arm than for the right arm, and do some funny stuff with it. Like you can make it go in like a zigzag. Oh yeah, and right there he just showed you can burn that thing. He just went to grab that energy. And he's also just for fun. We're gonna punch this tree. See if it blesses us. Well, just some pickups. But if you're really lucky, that tree will drop an apple that you can consume for health anytime you want. But it can also drop a met, which didn't happen, so we didn't have bad luck either. So coming up, we're going to see Model FX's second charge attack, which is a Groundbreaker, which just makes a wave of flames on the ground.
Not sure what happened here. Hopefully we'll get the video back. Oh, there we go. Belrum may be having some internet issues.
Yeah, on this practice stream yesterday, he was getting a little bit of lag, but you can hear it.
Yeah, I hear it. Hopefully it'll come back.
So you can hear that sound you heard of the shredding sound. That was the Groundbreaker flames shredding the boss. It can beat mid-bosses really fast. Okay, so now we're in Area L, which is the lab. It's a pretty crazy level. It's mostly flat, but like there's a lot going on. There's all sorts of enemies and these crates blocking your way, and in the later parts there will be missiles flying from the sky, and it's a pretty crazy level. Oh yeah, these little beacons, if you walk into one of those blue waves, then it will disable your dash and force you to walk backwards for like 15 seconds. And if you walk into a red one, then it will disable your attacks. So it's best not to walk into them, especially not the blue ones. Yeah, those red ones aren't so bad, because you can still dash, jump, and stuff. But you just won't be able to attack for a few seconds. It's like we got some more lag. Just imagine lots of missiles falling from the sky, and dudes flying around with jetpacks, trying to shoot you. Oh, and a really fun part of this level, if your health is below half, then bats start falling and homing in on you, which is just a really cruel addition. Okay, so you can see him, he just edited the path of one of his busters. So one of his busters will go straight and the other one will go up and then forward. As we come up to this boss, the second Model P boss, he's a big rhino, and his weak point is his entire stomach there, so you gotta be careful to go for his head. And he also has a thing where he can go up and down between these 3 floors, and so you gotta be, it's usually best to try to be on the lowest floor between his attacks when he decides whether to go up or not, because he'll follow you. So yeah, you can hit him from below, but it does hit his weak spot, so gonna get a little bit less PX energy. But you can raise your energy if you got a low level, but there's 2 ways to do it. You can either wait for the boss to respawn, which bosses respawn after you beat 4 bosses, and then like you beat the respawned ones, and other ones start respawning. They basically go in a cycle. Or the other way is to go to the Guardian base and you can buy upgrades to them, which he's going to be doing here, I'm pretty sure. Probably won't have enough money for all of them, but should be able to get everything up to a decent level, I think. Oh, and another thing is this this little doll here. It has 1,000 health, and if you do that much damage to it, then it will drop a W tank, which is a weapon energy tank to restore your weapon energy. Weapon energy is a very valuable resource in this game because it doesn't restore it at trans servers or when you die. You can only get it from drops. And on the last stage, with the boss refights and everything, there are limited drops to get, and no drops between bosses. So it's really helpful to have that W tank. So yeah, there he just upgraded Model PX. Get some of its to raise its max weapon energy. Okay, so this is the last time we'll be walking through Area A. We're going to Area M, which is the first endgame level. There's 3 endgame levels. So for the intermission, we had Prometheus as a boss, and this level is going to have Pandora as a boss. And so for these last couple levels, for the whole model showcase thing, we're kind of just we've got sort of just a certain transformation schedule, I guess. So he's going to start with Model FX. Model FX is really good against we're going to fight the last dragon mini boss. Because of the way that, like, as you can see, his one buster that goes upward, that's really good for the dragon mini boss because it just floats at that level. So that's really helpful. And then the second half of the level is this really dangerous room with water and spikes. So we're going to be using Model LX for that. So this eagle, it's got most of the same attacks, but its unique attack is that big feather one, which like wastes 5 seconds. But he did a lot of damage with that overdrive bullets, and at the beginning, and so yeah, that was much faster than the earlier one. So Model FX is pretty good for that. Oh, and I should mention, part of Belrum's influence for choosing which models to use for these levels was based on the weakness for their boss. But it also worked out really well here. Like FX was good for the Eagle, it could punch out that shortcut, and LX will be good for this water section. But it's also because Pandora, the boss, she switches between electric type and ice type, and so model LX beats whoops, I would do that a lot too. So LX beats electric, and FX beats ice, though we're going to be using ZX for the actual boss, just to kind of keep with the ZX theme for the story bosses, I guess. So yeah, this room is pretty scary, as you can see. But we should be good. So yeah, Prometheus has a Grim Reaper theme with his scythe, and Pandora sort of has a witch theme. She's got this staff that she kind of rides around and summons things with. Okay, so that's the first endgame stage down. Now is the second endgame stage. It is, I think we're going to be using all 4 models for it. First, there's this ladder that comes down once you unlock this mission, but it can't be, it's too high to jump to with a normal model, so we need to use model HX, or LX can technically get it to. And then we'll be switching to different models throughout the level. Oh, and now that we have all 4 models, I can mention each of the models actually has a X1 reference in it. So model HX, its second charge shot is a vertical tornado, which is Storm Tornado's charge attack, I think. Model FX, its secondary charge attack, which he used earlier, but we didn't see it because of the lag. It makes a bunch of flames along the ground. I think that's what's it? Fire Waves charge attack? Oh yeah, that attack. From X1, LX makes that Ice Sled, which we saw, which is like Shotgun Ice's charge attack from X1. And PX, its second charge attack, makes a shield around itself, which is, I think, Rolling Shield's charge attack from X1. So this room is pretty rough, because there's all these guys popping out, shooting fire out. For some reason, the game gives us a trance over here, so we can just use it to restore our health a little bit. And at this part right here, I always fall in the pit and die. And there's that shield. There you go. It can block standard shots from enemies, or you can kind of walk into an enemy to hurt them with it. And then here's the second version of the tentacle boss, which instead of fish, this one has blue tentacles to waste your time. Oh, that was really good. Got a lot of multi-hits there. Okay, so this boss is Prometheus and Pandora together. So it's a pretty cool boss fight. So there you go, now we are headed to the final level, Serpent HQ. It got the traditional refights and everything, but this game is a little mean. It doesn't give you health and energy between bosses like most games do. I don't know why. And it's also got these elevator sections between groups of bosses. Basically, it offers you the bosses in pairs, depending on which model they use, which biometal. And so I think we're trying to use, for the most part, different models than we used for the original fights, just to, you know, get more variety. So yeah, these are auto-scroller sections, so not really any way that you can speed it up. And you kind of just have to hope that you get good drops from the enemies, because you can't go back for more. So yeah, now at this point, because it's the end of the game, we don't really care much about levels. Technically, if we got a bad level victory against an earlier boss, then we can go for a better one to upgrade that model, but it's not really worth it at this point, so we're just going to try to go for just relatively quick kills. Oh, and this one's a rough combo, because overdrive or fire type attacks do 0 damage versus electric bosses, but so we kind of drain all that energy so that we can do our combos and actually deal damage. Normally this is not a model boss combination you'd want to go for, but just for the sake of the variety for the run. And FX's ability to shoot upward comes in handy there. FX is also nice for this elevator section because you can shoot upward at enemies and punch them around and stuff. Things aren't looking good. We really want to get some energy for this boss. But I think we can get some at the... Yeah, no drops, but we should be able to get some here. He's just gonna go out of model for a second. I guess I never explained that ability for PX. PX can actually grab onto ceilings and like poles or ropes and stuff like that, which is a pretty fun little ability there, even though it doesn't get to be useful very often. So Model FX can kill this boss in 2 combos with the double shot into punch, but since we don't have much energy, and just to be safe, just do the double shot 4 times and takes care of him. And this one is another combination you normally would absolutely not want to do, but we're just going to do for variety and because we don't want Model HX to destroy bosses too hard like it normally would in a run. But underwater, HX can't use its dashing abilities. Okay, so we've done the Model H electric bosses, the Model L ice bosses, and next are the Model F fire bosses. So if the boss's pattern goes well, we will see hopefully see some cool combo from Model HX. In a normal run, the fire bosses can basically just get deleted instantly because Model H has got such powerful combos. Alright, those are done, and then after this elevator ride is the final set of bosses, the Model P bosses. And it's pretty tough for PX to kill any of these enemies, so have to hope for decent drops. I think we'll also be changing transformation a little bit here too, just to grab some of these items. So one fun thing about this fight with PX is that you can use his monkey rope up there to jump across the ceiling. But yeah, so he's going to be using that W tank just because it's pretty much at the end of the run. Restore everybody's energy a bit. That should help make these last fights go more smoothly. Oh yeah, and a fun detail in these games, if you haven't noticed, is if you finish off a boss using a cutting type move, like that shuriken there, then the boss will get split in half. They have a unique sprite for it. So I guess he just wanted to show us the Ice Dragon once in the run. So LX, even though it doesn't have many attacks, it's got a simple combo of just air slash to ground slash, which can do pretty decent damage with overdrive. Oh, and now we might do a little bit of farming. This one up here, it respawns every time you go through the second door. So if you want to be super careful, you can just pass through these two doors and then go back and get the one up over and over and over again until you have 9 lives. But I think he might be confident with what we have. Alright, so we've got the final boss coming up here, Serpent. It's kind of like Sigma, I guess. So first he's in a model, or a Mega Man form of his own for Model W, which is based on Dr. Vile from the Zero series. It's kind of a different type of model, but yeah, we can get in some good combos with Model ZX. So he has his own overdrive, as you can see, where he gets much faster, less cooldown between his moves, so it can be pretty dangerous, this part right here. And so now here's his second form. It slightly changes between each of his 3 health bars. So this first time we gotta hit him in the head. Hopefully we've got enough energy. And so he is just gonna be using each of the 5 models throughout this fight here. Switching to Alex because the saber's a little easier for hitting those flames. Okay, so now we're going to be seeing that tornado. So yeah, one single tornado takes out that entire phase there. And we're going to be doing a nifty little PX combo with a shield and shuriken. And these things right here, they suck your health, but they're super hard to dodge. Oh, this is a pretty dangerous part. It's really hard to dodge. And there we go. There's Mega Man ZX. That would be milliseconds before the 1 hour 20-minute mark. And we usually do that final save just to get the in-game time, because that's what most of the runs use. But yep, there you go. That's a Mega Man ZX model showcase route by Belrum Wade.
Very cool. GG's to Belrum. Hour 19:59 is what I see on my timer, but there's some discrepancy, of course, because there was bits of lag here and there. We got an hour 18:48 on the IGT in game. Very nice. Thank you very much, Belrum, for doing this run, and thank you, Meta, for the wonderful commentary on this run as well. This is a very unique run in a very unique game. Very, very cool to see. Thank you both for the showcase here, the model showcase. Very good stuff. Unfortunately, we are pretty far behind, so we're going to have to move along somewhat quickly here. But I do want to definitely thank the both of you. You did a wonderful job. Give you some shout outs in the chat here. And we're going to go ahead and move on to intermission. You all have yourselves a wonderful one, Belrum and Meta. And look forward to hopefully working together again in the future.